Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky and I am not in the hospital anymore, which is some good news. Thank you for all the well wishes that you put on the last video. I'll talk more about that at the end of this video because that's not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is some big Destiny news out there. DMG, Bungie's senior community manager, tweeted out saying Happy New Year, team is excited to be back, emails are flying by, lots to tackle. First up, Shatter Dive. This ability has been a big topic in the last few days. Team is looking into it. More info in coming weeks on how this will be tuned. So you heard it there, straight from the horse's mouth. Bungie is going to be looking into nerfing Shatter Dive. As I've mentioned before, I really think that this ability is just so ridiculously overpowered, to the point where everyone is out in trials using hunters. And don't act like you're not guilty of it, you out there watching this right now. And if you aren't guilty of it, good on you, but you have definitely experienced the wrath of the Shatter Dive hunters all over the place. They throw the grenade, they Shatter Dive on it, there's almost no counter to it unless you're running a Titan and you successfully are able to melee out of there, which I've done successfully several times, but the problem is the blast radius of that grenade and that slam is just too big, and so you almost can't even get out in time, even if you're trying to. So I'm very thankful that Shatter Dive is getting nerfed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Titan mains in the comments, make sure to rejoice. We will rise again and we will take over the Crucible. And Warlocks, well, Warlocks be like. On to the next bit of news though, I forgot to mention last time that Joe Blackburn actually talked about the Fatebringer will have the Firefly perk when it comes back, so even though they took away the SMG Dragonfly perk, they're going to return it essentially with the return of Vault of Glass and have Firefly. So I guess that's kind of acceptable. It's still a little sad that we don't get to keep that sort of bugged kinetic weapon, but hey, it is what it is. And the last bit of news that I'm going to cover for this video is going to be that the Destiny the Game subreddit has actually achieved 2 million subscribers. So congrats to all the fellow Redditors out there. Impressive milestone indeed. Always good to see the community grow. And that's going to cover it for the news. And in regards to me being in the hospital in the last video, again, I really appreciate everyone's kind well wishes. Everyone was so nice. I've had the absolute most nightmarish week you can possibly imagine. It all started about a week ago when I woke up in the middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m. and I wake up in the middle of the night like this, like that, like I couldn't breathe, and it like made my heart race, and I was like freaking out a little bit. I was like, what is going on? You know, like I got a big adrenaline rush and I didn't know what was happening. And so I was like, whatever. I went back to sleep, didn't think too much of it. Woke up the next day, went and worked out like I did normally, and went to stream Monday night. And as I was streaming Monday night, I started to get this like really weird chest compression and pain, and started to get a little bit of tingliness down the left side of my arm. And I was like, this is not good. You know, as soon as you think about the tingliness on the left side of your arm, you start thinking to yourself like, oh my God, heart attack, right? That's like the first thing you think of is like a heart attack. And so I ended stream early that night, and I went to the ER, and at the ER they said, you know, you're not having a heart attack, but your heart was distressed. You actually did release some enzymes. So essentially you had like a mini heart attack, which is terrible. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I actually had a heart. I'm 31 years old. I should not be having a heart attack. Like, I eat decently healthy. I don't smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol very often. Like, what the hell is going on here? You know, like this, it started to give me a ton of anxiety is what happened. I left the hospital that night, and every night afterwards, I was slowly trying to like recover. I had like high cholesterol, so I was trying to eat some foods to lower my cholesterol. And I ended up eating like a ton of like fruits and stuff because I was told that like strawberries help lower your cholesterol. But from all of that, I think I ended up giving myself a ton of like acid reflux. And so every night I was going to sleep, I literally could not sleep longer than like an hour or 2 hours without like waking up with like a sense of panic, like a gasping for air. And it was like sense of panic, and I was just like freaking out, like I was dying. Like it literally felt like as my heart rate was lowering, like I was like slipping out of consciousness, you know? And it freaked me out terribly. I mean, imagine trying to sleep, and every 1 hour to 2 hours you wake up just gasping for air, you know? Like it was just like, it turned into an absolute nightmare. I tried to compartmentalize it though and put it away and be like, all right, I'm getting better, it's okay, you know? And then it all came to a boiling point on Sunday night when I was streaming again, and I was just getting another big compression, and I asked the chat what they thought about it, because there were some medical professionals in the chat, and they were saying, you know, it sounds like it could be this, sounds like it could be that. And because I was having like comparable symptoms to another like heart attack, I was like, all right, I need to go back to the hospital again to make sure that I wasn't having those same like enzymes releasing that I had before. And thankfully, when I went to the hospital this time, they did all the tests, and the enzymes from like a mini heart attack were not there. So everything seems to be okay for that. They gave me some medications for acid reflux. And hopefully that's the issue, because the problem was the doctors couldn't pinpoint exactly what the issue was, and they're hoping that the medications for acid reflux will help me get back to normal. So fingers crossed that's all it is, and hopefully I can get back to being 100% and making videos as I would like to do, and streaming as much as I would like, and getting back to working out. But in the meantime, from now until then, I'm definitely going to take it nice and easy. Not going to stress myself out too much, because it's just not worth it to jeopardize my health. But that's the entirety of that situation. Definitely not fun, and definitely not pleasant to go through, but so far I'm doing okay. And again, I really appreciate the well wishes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe with notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.